Okay, so you guys all got a chance to see the video, which was amazing. And it was all about our leadership retreat. So Melanie, do you want to go ahead? Are you gonna, was it you or Lori that was gonna?
Yeah, I'm actually going to start because what we
Okay.
want to do is either unmute and just let us know or put in the chat if you if you would rather do that. But here's the thing, we want to know what you are proud of this week. And here's the thing, we're going to talk a little bit about we want to know what activity you did, even if you did not get the results that you wanted, because activity consistently will get you results over time. And so if you you know did faces, if you met somebody new and got the phone number, and even if what are you proud of, what happened in your business that you're very proud of, and you feel like you've done something good. And there's some chat things here. Oh, okay, that's about something else. So um or again, or just unmute and let us know. Anybody have any meet some new people, you've connected, you shared the opportunity with someone, or had a chance to mention it. Kylie says, proud of booking 2 parties for this week, and I should finally be getting my business cards as well. That's fantastic. Congratulations.
Yay.
Lacey wants the phone number for the retreat, so we'll work on that. That's, you can get that through. We'll get that flyer out to you, and that has the phone number on it, I believe. Okay.
I had something happen. I was on an airplane. I was on several airplanes this last couple of days, but I was on an airplane and this gal was all dressed in pink, like had a pink glitter bag. She was probably in her mid 20s, beautiful skin, pink, the Bose, noise cancellation headphones, pink everything. And I sat down and she put on an N95 mask. I said, "Oh, well, you're smart to have a mask." Before she put her headphones on, she goes, "Well, I'm a professional actress, so I can't afford to get sick." And then she put her headphones on and then ignored me for the whole flight. And I'm thinking, how am I going to talk to this woman, right? But it was, anyway. So I ended up, right before we landed, probably 10 minutes before we landed, she took off her headphones. She was doing things. And I said, "So tell me about you. You're a professional actress or whatever." So she told me her whole life story. She was definitely an I personality. And so told me about her significant other and blah, 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 blah. And I said, "Well, you know what? You've got gorgeous skin." I said, "I work for an international cosmetic company. You've probably heard of them, Mary Kay." I said, "Could I offer you a free sample?" She goes, "I love skincare." I said, "Great." And then at this point, the plane's literally lowering, about to land. And I thought, I knew that if I whipped out a pen and a paper, she might say no. So I just pulled my phone out like this and I said, "Well, and I handed her the sample. I explained to her how the charcoal mask worked. And then I said, "Actually, let me go ahead and text you a catalog." And I said, "What's your number?" Because she lives in New York. And she goes, 614. And as she was saying it to me, I was repeating it back to her. And I sent her a catalog. She says, "Oh, I got it." I said, "Great. Let me know what you think of the charcoal mask." But now I have her contact info. So I texted her this morning because this was just last night and said, "Thank you. Hope you had fun trying the charcoal mask. I'd love to send you a spa pampering session packet for free, to get your opinion of our skincare." But it was one of those things where you have that moment. I mean, she couldn't have been dressed in more pink, you guys. Not that that would matter, but I was thinking, seriously. And she's a professional actress. She's been an actress since six, doing everything from commercials to, she named 2 TV shows she'd been on. I didn't have the heart to tell her I'd never heard of the TV shows, but that's fine. Um, but anyway, you just never know where God's going to put you. So you have to take advantage of those situations.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think Connie had something because she unmuted and put her camera on, so we're happy to see your face.
Yeah, I'm excited because actually, I guess it was last weekend, I went to a garden party and I met this very nice woman. And and then I also met somebody at the grocery store. And this past week, when I was making my calls, they actually answered their phones and allowed me to book appointments with them. And well, okay, one lady, um, oh, actually, another lady answered her phone, and she was my server a couple of months ago. But she was saying that, well, I'm I'm not working right now. I'm looking for a job and I don't want to waste your time. I said, that's exactly why you need some pampering right now. And I
Good for
said,
you, Connie.
you won't be wasting my time. I said, you'll be giving me practice. Okay.
There you go.
And so I have an appointment with her. But I told her, if it turns out that you have a job interview or, something like that, let me know because that's more important.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yep. And that
I'm
was a
checking the
very,
chat and
very
Kylie said that
smart
you
way to
should.
answer.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, I was just saying that was a really smart way to answer her. Yeah, Kylie had something in the chat that she booked
She
two
booked two
parties.
parties. Kylie, because you're new, can you share how you booked two parties? We all want to know.
Yeah, some of them are like close friends of mine, but it was actually at my first kickoff party that there was a lot of like there was a couple younger girls and then she had brought her mom too. And they were all I was surprised because they were more interested than I thought that they were going to be. And then they were interested to host their own event and then basically get to try the products and bring new people. So, yeah,
Oh,
that
And
was
awesome.
if I
fun.
rem and if I remember correctly, I think the mom and the daughter who sat kitty corner from each other, I said, well, what are your favorite things? And she says, well, she rattled off like four things. She was actually everything was my favorite. And
Hmm.
so I think when the mom was in love with a lot of things, and then I announced at the end that our discount's 50% as I covered the marketing, I think the mom is like, yeah, we need to
Oh
book a
yeah,
party.
she already is gonna buy, I think, a full set of something. I don't know what yet, but she bought charcoal mask that night, a charcoal mask set, and then
Yeah,
or a multi-masking set, and then she's also gonna buy a full skincare set, I think, tomorrow too.
nice. And you know
So
what? She may choose not to and just join your team, and you might have your first recruit.
that would be great too. I'm for anything, I'm excited. But yeah, actually I was gonna say I was gonna add on that from that event, the people that were there. Oops, sorry. The people that were there, I ended up booking two parties from that. So just from that one kickoff party, I ended up having two separate ones this week back to back. So that's exciting.
Nice. One on Wednesday, one on Thursday. Well, who knows? That's congratulations. That'll build your confidence.
Thank you.
Great job.
Well, and we already have people putting their sales and faces and into the chat. So if you want to share that, because we will award a Queen of Sales for the meeting. Carrie right now has 450. I think she's the number to beat. So, and
Carrie, how'd you have your 450 week? There's a lot of people who would just love to have a 450 week.
Oh, it was the trash to treasures.
Okay.
And I actually only had two people show up because it was, I can't do it so short term, but
Yeah.
anyway.
Well, you know what?
So,
The good thing about letting them know you do events like that, you can say, oh, well, I'm scheduling another one August, whatever,
yeah,
August
I
12th or whatever.
already because a bunch of them want to do it. So,
Okay. So you
yeah,
got 450 from two clients?
yes,
Wow. They must have bought a lot of stuff because you were giving a pretty significant discount. So they must have stocked up.
yes,
And they traded in other brands?
yes. I threw them in the trash.
Nice. God, I love that. It's like get them out of their
Yeah,
bathroom.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
No,
So,
my people they know because she bought, she hasn't ever even used. First of all, it wasn't the right foundation, but we did match her with the new foundation. But
nice.
yeah, they bought stuff that they wanted but don't always buy. She had money
Okay.
from her hubby, and yeah, no, it's
Congratulations.
Kelly. She's one of my regulars, and it was what's good to do because I didn't make appointment. I mean, I made kind of they had to make an appointment, but not an appointment where they're sitting down because
Right.
most all these guys are on skincare. Um, but I wanted to show them the boosters and stuff, and that's what the most of them wanted was the newer stuff that they haven't tried. So
Yep. Nice. Well, congratulations. And I know, Lacey, you had your hostess reach out to me because I was at your first kickoff party saying, how much hostess credit do I get? And I said, well, you had a $332 party. So you get $33.20 free and 125 at half off. She was very excited. So I know, Lacey, you'll be getting some great sales from that and booking more. So you just always look to the future and like you guys heard me role play at 6 o'clock with Melanie, it's don't hesitate. And that's the one thing I did learn from working with a lot of the Latinas over the last couple months with Grace. By the way, Grace isn't going to be here tonight. They had a massive family birthday thing tonight. Their family, I think she said she has 21 first cousins. Like, um, yeah. So anyway,
I can beat that, but
but what's interesting is they'll
beat
be
it.
out and she
I
will
have
meet somebody,
50.
and Yana does this. Yana already added another team member this month, which is her sixth recruit in just the last 2 months. She just added her sixth team member, and she will meet somebody and she goes, well, I could come over and see you at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. And the lady goes, okay, that's great. And she says, great. And so they literally book for that day or the next day. So, um, do you mind if I just totally off topic, not off topic, but share with you guys her post really quick?
Do it.
So Yana posted this. This is on her Facebook page. Of course, it's in Spanish, but she's having a boba tea party. So if you can see this text, she sent this out, private message it well, and it just says, well, I don't know exactly what it says,
Well,
but it looks like it's a special,
there's a translation down below if you see it.
oh, rate this, no, hide translation,
Nope,
no.
nope. Yeah, a space to relax, pamper yourself, and learn how to take care of your skin while enjoying a delicious boba tea. And then her list is boba tea, makeup, skincare, gifts, and fun.
Right.
Wow.
Reserve your spot by privately message. And so this was the
Look
picture
at
that she
that.
did.
Look what
So
she
she had this,
did.
huh?
Look what she did with
Yeah, she
what?
did this. And when she first did it, she was singing and dancing on another reel. And then it popped up as a boba tea party. This is in her backyard on Saturday, the 22nd of August. And so Grace said, you're invited, Diane. I said, great. Let me see how many guests I can get. So I'm even trying to get guests. So if any of you guys want to get guests, you can come. It's just in Yana's backyard. It'll be mainly in Spanish, but we could do some, a couple tables in English. But it says, bring your smile and your besties. And I don't know how to make boba tea, but obviously she does. But it's going to be super fun. So this is the kind of thing they schedule these out about 10 days out. And then they talk to all these women. Oh, what are you doing tomorrow? Let me facial you. Oh, you can come to this other event we're doing. So it looks like on this one, they might be even doing makeup. But the thing is that people go, oh, I can't come. She goes, well, I'll do it tomorrow instead. Like they always have something a little farther out to invite people to, but then they also jump on doing something immediately. Does that sort of make sense? And so she's got a lot of just great, yeah, she's got this one all the music, which is espresso from Sabrina Carpenter. Anyway, so Yana is just all over all social media stuff. So I just wanted to share that to you guys. So you don't ever hesitate to take advantage of that kind of stuff. So is Carrie our queen of sales? Can anybody beat the 450? Or is Carrie going to get the crown for this week? So Carrie, tell me how you're feeling about walking across stage in a beautiful gown for 2 times. You're going to walk across Janice's stage and you're going to walk across the company stage.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. It'll be nice.
And Quentin's going with you, your husband.
Yep.
Yep. And it'll be different this year. It'll be Janice's last seminar and they're doing things different. So different timing, different layout and all that kind of stuff. But it's going to be super fun. I can't wait to see you. I'll be jumping up and down in the audience when you get your ring.
Yep.
I'll be taking
Congratulations.
Number 7.
So yeah, your 7th ring, you're out of fingers pretty soon. Except next year you get a bracelet, so that'll help because that'll balance out. Now they get to fight over your bracelet. How about faces? Who has the most faces for the week? Who's going to be our queen of faces? How many faces have all of you done since last Tuesday? Anybody done any faces since last Tuesday? Who's going to be our queen of faces? Carrie's our queen of sales with 450. Lori, how many faces? Lori did 3 new faces. Somebody has to beat Lori.
No, I
2 faces.
just got 3 new faces.
Got 3 new leads.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody beat 2 faces? Come on. You guys, we can totally do this. If you guys are out there to make money, just look at it as practice. Like what Connie said earlier, I just
we
need
can't win
practice.
this anyway, so we need to hear from you.
I know.
But,
I know,
okay,
that's what I'm telling him. It's like, doesn't
okay,
matter what we
let's
put in
just-
there.
let's just affirm that activity,
Mhm.
activity counts.
Oh, absolutely.
So
It's not about how much they buy, it's getting the practice on
you
faces.
want to recognize activity as well as outcome, because it's the activity that gets you to the outcome.
Yep.
And that's one thing, and that's probably one of my biggest testimonies with Mary Kay is
when you work
If
it,
I did
I mean,
something, whenever I put out the activity, and it could have been small, send out 10 text messages, something happened. It may not have been, the what I was looking for. It may have been better, but something happened whenever I did activity, whenever I've done activity. So that's
I think, in fact, this was supposed to be our stated theme for tonight is how can we best serve? So that's the whole um, overarching theme for
Yep.
tonight. And so one of the things, I'm just going to jump right in if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So one of the things that we want to keep front and center in people's minds is the preferred customer program. So we thought we could make this interactive as well. Um, what are some things that are, why would you want to do the preferred customer program? You can type it in the chat or you can chime in or anything like that.
My number one reason was that it always kept my name in front of my customers. If I got really busy, at least I knew they got a catalog with a sample. So for me, it was about exposure.
my big thing, because I've always been a product groupie. I was going to use another word that's not very nice. So product groupie and early ordering is what I like. Because I
Okay.
always want my hands on that first. It's one of the reasons I wanted to be a director, because we get our hands on the product even before that. So just saying.
Melanie, is there a limit to how many people you have to enroll in order to get the early ordering?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, so you could enroll like 2 people.
Yep.
Who knows how much it costs to enroll somebody? Who can either come off mic and tell us really fast?
Connie's trying to unmute, so I bet she knows.
Yeah, I know. I can see her.
Who knows how much it costs?
95 cents.
Thank
That a
you.
girl.
And when I have been doing my list, sometimes, I'm finished or I think I'm finished. And then I realize, oh, I forgot. And I've enrolled one person and they, the system doesn't know whether you've had one or 20.
And that's actually a good idea. If you have a list of your solid, loyal customers that you've been sending to for a long time, go in and do those now.
Do it now.
And then as people come to mind, you can go in and do 1, 2.
Yeah.
at
And
a time.
the other thing I do is I take my printed list, and as I meet somebody or I determine somebody should be on there, I put their name, because the list is in alphabetical order, I'll put their name in between where they should go so that when I am doing my, my ordering, I have their name in front of me.
Yeah, I like Diane just jumped in here. Pretend the deadline is August 15th because it's highly likely that and I'm jumping in on Lori here. It's highly likely that the samples will run out.
Well, I've been guilty probably twice in my career where it's 2 minutes to 10 and I'm frantically typing in addresses going, oh my God, I just found 9 more profiles and the deadline's at 10. So if you do it on the 15th, you just don't have the stress. You just get everybody in. And then if you come across that random profile card, or like Connie said, I thought of 2 more people, or let's say you left 2 people off because you know they moved. Now you have an extra day to contact them and say, I know you moved. Where'd you move to? So
Yeah. Well, I can think of once in my Mary Kay career that I did not do preferred customer program, did not get early ordering privileges. And that was the year they had, or the quarter that they had that cute little plastic pouch with the miniature brushes in it.
Oh,
And those were gone by the time regular ordering came out, and I did not get those. And I was so sad. I never missed it again.
yeah, and you guys, you can enroll yourself. You can enroll your dog, your cat, you can enroll yourself a couple times if you want multiples. Just because, and they're loaded. They come personalized like this. So I keep these in my car. So if I meet a really sharp person and I'll say, you know what? I don't have very many, but this one's got the free sample inside. So let me go ahead and give you this book from me because it's personalized from me to me. So Anybody have questions for Lori on the preferred customer program? By the way, do not put it on Facebook like who would like to be enrolled in PCP. Do not use those initials. They will shut your account down. And I'm just speaking from experience, so don't do that. It's not funny when they shut my entire account down for 30 days because I thought I was dealing drugs. Anyway, okay, so we got preferred customer program done. And it is the fall holiday book. So they're going to come out with the fall book will have some holiday in it, and then the winter book will have some holiday stuff in it. But the technical fall holiday one is this one that's coming up. So
And we know that we get all kinds of fall holiday catalogs. So I remember hearing Diane talk about this. What this is a great excuse to reach out to your clients and ask them even before it's supposed to hit their mailboxes. Have they seen their catalog, and what do they think of the sample, even if we know what the sample is or don't know what the sample is, because often we don't know what it is. But
Yeah.
it's an excuse to follow up with them, and it's an excuse to contact them. And yeah. So
all right. One thing I do want to recognize, did anybody re-go through MK Confident? We talked about it all month long in July. Who redid their MK Confident? Because it'll show up there. Now, if you did MK Confident more than 9 months ago, I will tell you guys, go back in, because I know we've talked about this every week, because it makes all the difference in the world.
There's a bunch of new stuff about the new foundations on there.
And virtual
she's not
too.
on tonight, but Alice Dunster is a new consultant, and she powered through it. She got all the badges. So.
Congratulations. Good for her. And you learn a ton. So I highly recommend it. So, and if you did finish it by the end of July, your director will be presenting you with a gift and a certificate, as well as it'll be on your business cards. It's also on your website. It's on everything. So congratulations for those of you who got it done. You will learn a ton. I steal all their scripts all the time. All right, Lori, is Robina ready for her product?
well, I don't know what happened to her. She texted me back that she got the instructions, but I don't know where she is. I hope she's okay.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and text her, and we'll just go on to the next thing, and when she comes up, we'll do that. Okay, who knows what happens September 15th? I know Carrie will know. Carrie, what happens September 15th?
Connie knows too.
We do a new quarter. Well, the quarter ends, and then
Quarter ends.
the new quarter starts.
So we have from June.
Yeah, June 16th till September.
Till September 15th. To accumulate how many points?
1,800.
Correct, 1,800 points. So if you guys don't know exactly, I mean, like within $1 of what you have in, you do need to know, because you should by now have ideally at least 900 in. So the Sapphire level is 1,800, which is averages 300 a week. And when you're done at the end of the quarter, it gives you 2,000 shopping points. Do y'all see that? And then if you get to Ruby, and this can also be based on wholesale, but you have to get to the 1,800 by yourself, with your own purchases. You can't do 600 and get 7 personal qualified recruits. Doesn't work that way. You have to do at least 1,800 cumulative orders, and then you get 2,000 credits. And all these points can accumulate every time you get a 600 Great Start qualified during the quarter. And then you can go shopping with all these. Does that make sense? So you will end up, and then when this is why this quarter is so important, you guys. If you have 250 in right now, call your director and say, what do I need to do? Give me some ideas. Help me figure out how I'm going to be a star this quarter. Because all these beautiful wristlets, wallets, bigger wallets, and purses, you can't win these 4-quarter star if you miss the first quarter. So please remember, we talked about before you go to bed. You guys, every week I had this little pile of Court of Achievers. Not that I'm promoting Court of Achievers necessarily, but they've got super cute stuff. And I've got packets ready to go out for whoever texts me and says they've done the weekly challenge. So I was waiting for someone to text me, say, I know exactly how much I have in for my star, and I invited 4 people in the virtual event. That was the challenge last week. So Do you all know exactly how much you have in for Star? Within a dollar or two? Carrie's shaking her head yes. I'm assuming the rest of you know. And I know Kylie, you're new, but you should still, you want to make sure that you know how much you have in for your Star. You have a little over 1,200 in, so. And that includes CDS orders, like the order you ship to your grandmother, that counts. Like every order you place, those all count. All right, Lori, so let us know when you hear from her. Or do you know what product she was going to do? Do you want
Yes,
to
I
do it or?
do, but I hesitate because that's like one of her favorites. But
Okay, well, we can wait for her. That's
um,
totally fine.
we can either um we can either circle back around and have
Yeah.
her do it again, or
Okay. Yeah, let's just go to the event calendar thing.
yeah.
Okay, so how many of you guys, and I'm gonna be, this is a very transparent moment. How many of you guys have invited people several hours before a virtual event? Anybody else, or am I the only person who's ever invited people going, what are you doing in 3 hours? Jump on this event. What if you could give your client a calendar for the month? So I'm going to share with you, this was a director's idea that we have all stolen. So gotta love that. But it is an event calendar for August. So it'll say August 5th is a virtual class. The
She
19th is
shared it,
ceremony.
so it wasn't really stolen.
Well, no, they shared it, correct. No, we didn't steal. We have her permission. Thank you, Lori. This is Sarah Moss, and it's going to explain everything about your eye shape and colors, all about mascaras and liners. So if she says, "Oh, I'm interested in the event of the 19th," you could always then send her that individual event for the 19th. You know, the individual little pic collage. But this is one of the things we're going to talk about tonight. You guys should be on the first of the month sending out something like this, saying, "Hey, this was when I got Melanie's permission in the beginning when I was role playing with her. Can I send you the calendar of what's going on virtually for the month?" Now, getting ready for the holidays, what I would have said to Melanie is, Melanie, I would love your opinion. I am going to be ordering in September for the holidays. And I know what I like, but sometimes I need an outside Mary Kay person to say, oh my gosh, well, I think this is going to be your hottest gift. If you will jump on this event, whether you win a prize or not, I will still give you a $15 gift certificate just for your time because I really do want your input. Can you jump on that one? And so you could send her this. Now, some of us are talking about taking this number off the bottom so they have to contact you. So I'm going to change this to say, contact me for the Zoom number because I want to know who's going to be on or who's even interested. You can do whatever you want, but this is now posted on Facebook and on boards. It's got all three events. The one Wednesday that is missing is the Janice Trude consultant training, which we don't want guests on anyway. But see how it says in here, Summer Self-Care Challenge. And now notice down here, if they jump on one of these things, it allows them a special deal of any one item for every 50 they purchase. So they don't have to go off of our normal sheet. So Carrie, you might get 5 or 10 customers on this with the understanding that as long as they jump on one of these, when they order 50, they get to pick anything they want at half price. Anybody have questions on it? I think this idea is absolutely brilliant. And you could even say which of these interests you, and I'll send you more detail. Well, what's the thing for the holidays? Oh my gosh, these two women are sisters. It's all about merchandising and wrapping and making it look cute. In fact, I'm actually looking to hire an elf this year. So if you get on and you get inspired, I might be willing to hire you and pay you in product if you want to come to my house and help me wrap. She might say, I love to wrap. Because you know how we all have a girlfriend that's obsessed with wrapping? That would not be me, but there are a lot of women out there who like to wrap. So anybody have questions about this event? No, you're all good? I just think that's a really brilliant idea. I would have never thought to have done that, but I'm very grateful for the director who came up with that idea. Um, oh, Lori, you mentioned about PCP including a free sample, correct?
Yes. Well,
Okay,
we said that was important because if you wait till the last minute, you might not get a free sample.
that very true. Okay, so I'm going to stop screen
So did you
sharing
post
this.
that in your Facebook group? Oh yeah, I see it right now. Okay,
It
cool.
is in Facebook group, and here's also the retreat, and the calendar is in here as well. Um, where's the calendar? Here it is. So you guys can see the red event is quite toward the end of the month because of seminar. And then, of course, notice where I put the PCP. I put it on the 16th. The
Good.
deadline is technically not till the next day, but I don't want y'all to think that. I want you guys to pretend it's Sunday or Saturday.
Right.
So make sure you get your the preferred customer program done. And then we're going to be in Texas for seminar. And then Everybody that orders 300 by the 15th will qualify for this particular call, and it's with Linda Tupin, who is iconic. Like, I would do anything to just have a class with her. Are you kidding? She is going to do the training on Tuesday, the 18th, and it's at 5 o'clock with Linda Tupin. So everybody who orders at least 300 or more will be invited to that call. If you order 600, you go into a drawing also for $50 cash. I think Carrie actually won one of the $50 cash drawings once. So yeah, she did. So, but if you have any questions on any of the calendar, everything in blue is on my Zoom. Janice's stuff is all the Wednesday, Thursday with her Zoom info, and of course the red event and stuff. So that's all the stuff that's coming up. I keep going back to my phone, Lori, to look at your. All right, Lori, do you want to talk about some of the ideas that you had? Like a foundation matching event, that kind of stuff?
Well, let's see. No, I want you to talk about that because that's what you talked about.
Okay, so I had the privilege of getting on a Zoom call with a couple trip winning directors today. And one of the things we were talking about is how we sold and how our customers responded 10 years ago versus 5 years ago, which was pretty much all virtual, versus today. And we were all laughing because all of us have been in Mary Kay more than 15 years. And we were saying how things are so different now. Some consultants are choosing to not have as much product on hand. So they're like, oh, you want the repair set? Well, I don't have one, but here's 2 pieces and I'll order the rest. And I think that takes you way more time. Me personally, I would rather facial someone and hand it all to them because it's that instant gratification. The company's done statistics. They actually spend 76% more money when they can take it home on the spot. Now, are you always going to have everything? No. But if let's say Connie's my client, Connie wants repair, satin hands and satin lips, charcoal mask, blah, blah, blah. And let's say I'm sold out of satin lips. But if I send her home with everything else, she's totally willing to wait for the satin lips. But if I literally hand her the eye makeup remover and the other 11 things I don't have, that makes her think that I'm not as professional, I'm not as prepared. Now, when I did the class with Kylie last week for her kickoff, the gal goes, oh, well, I want to get the multi-masking set. And Kylie had it. And she said, I need an extra masking applicator, one for me, one for my daughter. And she had that too. And the girl was like, oh, I get to take it home. And she was actually excited to get it because she had it on the spot. So I'm just letting you guys know it is important. Are you going to have everything? No, but there's about 20 items that are what the company calls tier one. Tier one are the very, very, very high volume selling. Things like micellar water, eye makeup remover. You guys, we could just rattle it off right now. Any skincare stuff, both the miracle set, the repair set, microdermabrasion. Like you guys probably already know, satin hands, satin lips, pretty much everything that's
And
on
I
the
have a
clothes.
question. Would
Yes.
those be the ones that have the red or hot pink Mary Kay best sellers? Is that what you're talking about? Tier
So
one?
this page changes on every lookbook. Thank you for asking, Lori. This page changes on every lookbook and it'll say at the top best sellers. And these are based by volume. So it's the entire miracle set and the repair, eye makeup remover. I'm surprised micellar water's not on here because micellar water's always on here. The clinical solutions dynamic wrinkle limiter, the teen Mary Kay skincare line, the mascara. So they've got a couple things. CC cream is almost always on there. So this changes, but there's core products. Now, satin hands and satin lips are not on here, but the company still considers those tier one, high volume. So you don't have to have everything in stock, but you want to have those things in stock. Okay, so let's talk about ways to sell to your clients that's going to increase not just your sales. It's not always just about selling something, right? And Carrie, and those of you who've been around the block a couple times, you're seasoned, please feel free to either jump in, unmute, type in the chat. I know Marty keeps texting me because she's driving through the hills of Santa Cruz and she's trying to get on our Zoom.
She
But
was
one
in
of the
here
things,
a bit, but then maybe she got
yeah, she
out.
probably got dropped. So one of the things you could do, I'm just throwing out some ideas, is doing something as generic as a beauty event. Now, here's what's really fun about this kind of a beauty experience. So one of the things, let me go screen share this really quick. So one of the things you could do, you guys, we're going to give you 3 or 4 ideas, is do this actual event. I think this guest event calendar is brilliant. Now, let's say you give her samples and she jumps on the skincare class tomorrow night. Guess what she sees? She sees all these other events. Usually when we invite them to one, we go, well, I don't want to inundate her, so I don't know if I should invite her to the other ones. By giving her a calendar, she might go, well, that was skincare. Who's this? Who's this Sarah Moss lady? Oh, she's a New York makeup artist. It also works internationally. You're like, well, I want to go to that one. That's in 2 weeks. So do you see how having this calendar can really, really benefit you? So this is here. If you guys want to edit it, you can put it in Chat GPT or whatever and just tell it either to take the info off the bottom, or you can put a little square over the bottom that says contact your consultant for Zoom information, whatever. Okay. But that's a great way to do that. So let me also share with you this idea. Okay. There's free shipping. So this is called an ultimate beauty experience. So let's say Carrie was a really good customer of mine, or let's say she's been a customer for 6 months, but she's bought repair. She's bought a bunch of stuff from me. I will call her and say, Carrie, I'm super excited. I can only do 4 ultimate beauty experiences this month, and I would love to do one with you. First of all, when you make something sound limited, it makes them more interested, right? And now that might be because you're about to fork out a bunch of product. So maybe you only want to do one a week. Totally up to you guys. But I would say to Carrie, can I send you the flyer? Because wait till you see what you get. And she goes, yeah, send me the flyer. And then if she pulls it up on her phone and then you call her, you can say, well, here's the deal. All you have to do, Carrie, is grab 4 of your girlfriends. That's it. 4 plus you. We're going to zip through anti-aging skincare and we'll do microderm and really quick color. What I would do with that is I would literally do CC primer, CC cream, and then either take the cheek stick. I know you guys are going to laugh, but I did this on Grace Maldonado. I put cheek stick on her brows. I mean, not on her brow, sorry. Well, like eyeshadow, cheek color, and then she put it on her lips. Or you could take our bronzers if you have bronzers, whatever. But guess what? Carrie, for doing this for me, she automatically gets $75 in free. Just absolutely free. So if she finds $100 stuff that she wants, she only's got to pay 25 bucks plus tax on the 100. Does that make sense? But every guest that she invites is going to get a free mascara. Now you could, if you've got random mascaras, you've got one waterproof, you've got 2 lash intensity, you've got a panorama, bring those 4 mascara, whatever, and let them decide who gets what. But every person that comes gets a free mascara. So this, in my opinion, would be something I would do with somebody who I know loves Mary Kay product. Because the hostess, when she's a Mary Kay lover, she will then interrupt you throughout the entire thing and endorse what you're doing. Oh, you guys, this microderm's amazing. I just did mine last night. Okay. Now notice down here on the flyer, it says, bring 4 of your girlfriends and yourself, learn, have fun, have that glow together, laugh, learn, all of that stuff. And it says Mary Kay, confidently you. Every guest gets a free mascara for attending. So this is something you can use. Notice there's not a date on here. Feel free to take this one and use it. But I'm reaching out. I went through my PCP list and I said, if I disappeared, who would hunt down another Mary Kay girl? Mm-hmm. Andrea would, Katie would, the gal in Clayton, Dina would, because they buy a lot from me. And so I already know that if I send them this and say, well, 75 free, one of the gals is very wealthy and very frugal. She'll jump on this like nobody's business. So you guys could call this an ultimate beauty experience. If you don't want to do color, then I suppose you could take, after it says microdermabrasion, you could take the and glamour off if you wanted to, or you could tell them that you're just going to give them CC cream and primer. Once people try the CC cream and primer, gang, they're hooked. So you could literally just do CC cream, primer, gloss, and mascara. That's it. It doesn't have to be, this is not advanced color. You're not doing brows. You're not doing all that. That's like a dash out the door look. But this is something that you guys could literally have 4 parties on your books by tomorrow by just using this flyer. And somebody who's new, like Kylie, she could say, well, gosh, I could use that too. I find absolutely you could use this, Kylie, if you're new. Janine, you could use this. You could mention this to any one of the bowling gals or anybody who's bought a lot of product from you, or somebody who is financially motivated, who says, all I've got to do is get 4 people and I get all that. Why are they going to want to come? Because they all get a free mascara. And the mascaras are between $16 and $20 or $18 and $20. So they all get a mascara. Does that make sense? So this is going to be very, very effective. And we were talking about how selling product is so different than it used to be, because people used to book 2 weeks out. We'd send out an invite. The hostess would invite all her friends, and things now can be, I don't know. I think it just depends on the group. Sometimes I book people very, very spontaneously. Like the one gal that I recruited, I booked her on a Wednesday and I went to her house on a Thursday. Like, I don't do that a lot, but I'm learning with the Latinas that I've been working with that throw that out as an option. And I said, well, when's your next day off? She said, it's tomorrow. And I'm looking at my date book and I had my whole afternoon, about 4 hour window. And I said, well, I could come in the afternoon. She goes, that'd be perfect. You could always throw it out to them, right? And say, oh my gosh, Melanie, I could be there tomorrow. And she goes, oh, Diane, my next day off is Sunday or whatever. But I think we need to be prepared to work with their schedules. The reason I like that beauty experience flyer is it doesn't overwhelm them with information. It's very cut and dry. 4 people, you get 75 free. All your guests get a mascara. Now, if you have, let's say Connie has 100 lip glosses in her inventory. She doesn't have very many mascaras. You could change that to say every guest gets a free lip gloss. Take the ones that you've got, let them have that. So I'm not saying they have to have a mascara, but the fact, don't say every one gets a gift because they're thinking, well, that could be a lip sample. Like they don't know what that is. You get it? So doing a beauty experience like that can be a great thing. Now I want to talk to you guys a little bit about team building. Janice spent some time with these 3 directors in Europe, and their units are 400 to 600 people. These directors have not been in Mary Kay very long. So Janice was just absolutely blown away. She's like, wait, what? You've been a director 4 years and you have 500 people in your unit. How'd you do that? And this is honest to goodness on a stack of Bibles. This is what the director told her. She says, I encourage my consultants to share the opportunity with everybody that loves the product. Okay. So let's say Connie this week does Mary Kay on 7 new faces. If at the end of every facial or at the end of every face, Connie says, well, I'm happy to take care of you of a customer. Are you interested at all in discounts? Like, does 50% off interest you at all? If something was on special, and they'd go, well, yeah, what's on special? And say, well, actually, you can get specials, but I get a special every day, every time I order. I get 50% off if you want to be interested in that. So what's happening is, I know some of you might be thinking, because I thought this way as a consultant, well, if Lori's my repair client, my first thought is, I don't want to recruit her because she's my repair client. Every time I drop off a bag at her house, I make $100 when I drop off that bag, right? And so we all think, well, I don't want to lose her as my customer. But let me tell you what happens. Melanie joined for the discount. Lori joined for the discount. I joined for the discount. Now, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, and 15, 20, 25 years ago, people came in with star orders, bigger inventories, and they were doing this as a career. They were leaving full-time jobs to do this. Now, this is one of maybe 3 side hustles. That's just the way the world rolls right now. And so if Connie's a really good client of mine, I'm going to say, Connie, you know what? With this $130 reorder, you're ordering from me all the time. I think you really should just talk about coming in for the $35 starter fee, which you never have to pay again. It's not an annual fee, Connie. It's a one-time deal, and get all your stuff at half off. I wouldn't get into what makes them grade star qualified. That's just overwhelming. Just see if you can get her to make a decision. If she goes, yeah, actually, Don, I think I want to do that. Say, great, let's get your $35 in, and then let me walk you through how you can get free stuff. You don't have to, but you could. So can you imagine if Connie added 6 customers to her team this month? Now, Connie might be going, oh my God, but that's a loss in sales. But how do you know, Connie, that 2 of those 6 aren't going to run with this? And they're going to become red jackets and they're going to become star consultants. And now all of a sudden your commission check is $300 to $500 a month. Does that make sense? You don't know what someone's going to do. And keep in mind, if you had a big team, 1/3 of them are always going to be ordering. So I'll pick on Carrie for a second. Let's say Carrie had a team of 30. Okay. She's going to have at least 10 order every single month. Well, out of those 10, some are going to do 225, some are going to do 600, some will do a 400. Carrie would be making a great commission check every month. Does that make sense? Because you just never know. So instead of making it a big deal, like, well, do you want to do this as a career? You could quit your job. It's like people sometimes in today's world aren't thinking that way. And of course, Melanie and Lori, feel free to jump in, but it was all about what these directors from Europe were sharing with Janice is that she says, oh, I have a unit, but she says, I have 100 inactive right now. And Janice is like, what? You have 100 inactive people? And she's like, yeah, but she says, new product will come out, then they all order. And then a month later, some of the other ones, because they have the earn discount privilege, they might order more the next month. And new products will come out and then they want to get that product. And so you never know what they're going to do, right?
Yeah.
So what if we took I know we read it last month, the Maybe She Needs Me poem. Let's take ourselves out of the picture. But I'm looking at my PCP list that has 130 some odd people on it. And I'm thinking, if I just mention the 50% and the opportunity to all 133, I'm doing my own little experiment. Probably 33 of them aren't even gonna, it's gonna go, they're not even gonna hear me. Okay. But out of the 100 that are willing to give me 2 minutes of their time, what if a quarter of them, what if a fifth of them said yes? That would be 20 new team members for my current customer base. Who could get excited about 20 new team members? Me. Melody could, Lori could. So what the company is finding is that, and this is one of the reasons why the contract changed. They're allowing us to have different businesses. Okay. They're allowing us to have an e-commerce website. So those are some of the reasons. And you guys, as far as the agreement link goes, please make sure you agree and you fill out the new agreement link. Otherwise, the Mary Kay in Touch website won't be accessible to you. So you want to, if anybody on your team hasn't filled it out, make sure they sign the new agreement so that they can, because I think I've signed it 4 times in my career, 5 times in my career. You know, things change, they update, whatever. So we never even had e-commerce websites until last December. But I just want you guys to be kind of thinking outside the box when it comes to team building. So I'll use Kylie as an example. One of the gals at her kickoff party, young, beautiful gal, she goes, "Oh, well, I work in a nail shop." And I go, "Oh, you work in a nail shop?" And I ran over and I got a facial box out of my cupboard. And I go, "You could put this in your nail shop." And she goes, "That's a really good idea. How does that work?" And her eyes got really big. And I said, "Well, you could put this on your station. You could either get leads for you or you could get leads for Kylie." And I said, "You know, you could just put it on your little station. And when they fill out a little slip, you can reach out to them." So I was hoping that this gal would then maybe kind of say, "Well, I fell in love with a lot of product and I don't want to pay full price." Because that's literally how I came in. I didn't want to pay full price either. And so if you guys, I want to challenge each and every one of you to just mention the opportunity to get 50% off. And it's a $35 start. And they could even jump on, like if you say, "Well, if you want to see how we work virtually, would you like to jump on Wednesday and just see what a virtual skincare class looks like?" You never have to take advantage of them. You don't even have to attend one, but would you like to jump on and see? Women are curious. And I said, besides, if you type your name in the chat, you might win something. So they don't know what they don't know. I literally had a lady that I facial, this gal who joined my team. She goes, "Well, how many parties am I required to hold in a month?" I said, "You're not." And then she thought that I didn't understand her. So she goes, "No, I mean, like, how many things like demonstrations like this do I have to do?" I said, "You don't." She says, "Well, won't I get kicked out?" And I said, "No, it doesn't work that way." And she goes, "Well, I did another company a long time ago and I had to do so many, I think, I don't know if it was nice, whatever it was." She says, "But I had to do so many presentations in a month." I said, "No, we don't do that." She goes, "Really?" I said, "No." I said, "Of course, if you don't pamper anybody, you probably aren't going to make a lot of money. But if you're trying to get 50% off, don't worry about it." She's like, "Well, then I'm all in." And I literally set copy and paste. That's the other thing, you guys. Have the link from your In Touch saved in your phone in notes. You don't want to be taking 20 minutes to scroll while she's still thinking about it. If she says, "Yeah, I think I want to do that," say, "Great, let me send you the link." And you copy and you paste it and you send her the link to join your team. I bet you by next Tuesday night that every single person that's on here is going to have at least one agreement in. I think Kyla might get her first team member tomorrow night. That's what I'm putting out there. Connie, would you like to get a new team member? What number? Connie, think super out of the box. Like, if God was going to just bless you, what number would you want to have by the end of the month? How many team members would you love to have? 2? That's thinking outside the box. Can I get you to think a little bigger? Could you do that?
My first thought was 5, but I thought that's really outside the box.
That's where I want you to be. Guess where the instructions are on how to get outside the box, on the outside of the box. So, Connie, I'm going to personally challenge you to go for 5 agreements. Right?
Okay.
My number.
And Melanie, your number's 10?
Yeah, 9 is
That a
the
girl?
most I've ever had, so I need this many.
Okay, Lori, do you have a number you're throwing out there?
Well, I was going to say 5, but gee, that sounds
That's okay. And it doesn't matter what anybody else
Your
thinks. Lori,
number.
what's your
It doesn't matter. It's your number. So
5.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going for a minimum of 8. I want a minimum of 8 new team members. And so I'm just thinking between the parties I have scheduled, most of mine are kickoff parties for new team members though. So it's like, but I'm gonna go through my PCP list and say, I'm just want to ask. Can I mail you a catalog? And have you ever thought about just getting the 50% off? So I just want to tell you guys all the flyers that I shared with you, all the beauty things. I think the guest event calendar is brilliant. You can send it out now, and if somebody goes, "Oh, I'm interested in the what's her name, Moss?
Sarah.
Sarah Moss, thank you.
Sarah Moss.
If they're interested in that particular one, then you can go up here and you click on all the events for the month, which are right here, and you click on this, and then you can literally send them this thing. You can literally send her that, which gives her, well, not in Spanish, well, unless she speaks Spanish, but you could send her this, which even gives her more scoop on it. Say, well, I can send you the individual flyer. Which one are you interested in? Oh, I don't know, maybe all of them. Okay, I'll send you all of them. And then I don't know about you because I forget everything. I'm getting older. So in my calendar, I flip to the night of this event and I write down guests and I write down Connie, Carrie. As they say they might be on, because a day or two before, I'm going to text them. Don't forget Sarah Moss's event is this Wednesday with the Zoom link.
Yep.
So when they say, oh, I think I'll be on this Wednesday and then on the 19th, great. So write it in your date book. Who says yes to you?
Yep. And I usually just as a matter of course, and is it okay if I send you a reminder? And nobody has ever said no.
Correct.
So then you've kind of got their permission and they're expecting it.
Okay, so in closing, I want you guys to help me. Everybody get near their computer. You're going to have to type in the chat. Give me, if I was a customer, let's say I buy repair from Lori every 3 months. Give me a couple of reasons why I would want to join Mary Kay. Why would I want to join Lori's team? Type in the chat. Give me some. Let's come up with like 8 reasons why somebody would want to join your team. Or unmute yourself, whatever. Anybody? Okay, 50% off. Perfect. Okay, that's one reason. That would be a really good reason. 50% off. What else?
I'm typing that too, Lori.
Okay, consultants. Come on, you guys.
Faster than I
Why
am.
why would any one of your customers rather join your team?
Girlfriend time.
Girlfriend time? Okay. Now pretend I have a full-time job and I buy a repair from you every 3 months, Carrie. The discount, see other products we have. Okay. So you got to think outside the box. Why else? Maybe tax benefits, right? They could tax deduct stuff. We have a lot of people that want personal self-development, right? So I could put self-esteem. You guys, I hope you're writing all these down. Self-esteem / self-development. Go ahead, shout it out. Janine, Kylie, I want you guys to throw out a reason. Why would somebody want to join your
Janine
team?
put, once you join, you can order early when you enroll in the preferred customer program. So she got something from tonight.
How about exactly? How about all the gifts you can get at half off? So it's not just your stuff. What about gifts? Go ahead, Carrie. I know you're dying to say something.
No, I lost it. Gosh, I can't remember what I was gonna say. It was pretty good too.
It'll come back.
Extra money?
Uh,
Anybody want to join for extra money?
Well, education, because that's what it is. You own your own business, but you're not on your own. They have quite a bit of backing, and I'm gonna go with, again, you guys need to do MK Connection because there's so much stuff in there. I mean, me just going through it, I was like, wow, remembering all kinds of stuff. I mean, they've got really good stuff in there for helping you encourage yourself. Let's put it that way.
Yep, absolutely. Connie put share with the family. Kylie put a car. Those are all good reasons. And the thing is, like, if I work a corporate job and I'm already working 50 hours, like, okay, my daughter, she works a 60-hour work week, makes a ton of money. But if I said to her, you should join Mary Kay, let's say she was not my daughter, all I'd have to say to her is, how would you like to have everything delivered to your door at 50% off? She'd go, where do I sign up? Because she buys everything on Amazon or everything delivered to her door, dog food, like everything. She has no time for anything like that. And if it gets delivered, and I said, and gifts, baby shower gifts, girlfriend gifts, gifts for your mother, your mother-in-law, the roll-up bag, brush sets, everything you need for baby showers, girlfriend birthday parties, right? Okay, so we put down 50% off fun, girlfriend time, taxes, self-esteem, self-development, gifts at half off as well, extra money, owning your own business, but not by yourself. Lots of support. Carrie mentioned a car and I can't even read my own handwriting. I can't read the last thing. Okay. Anyone else? So here's what I will tell you. Remember in the very beginning of the meeting, I told you how customers are inundated with too much information, right? I don't suggest you tell them any of this. I suggest you say, you know, Carrie, here's the deal. You buy a lot from me. It's $35 to become a part of this company and you get 50% off. Tell me your thoughts. And I just very lower energy. I kind of, because I tend to be super high energy, I'd lower my voice. I said, tell me your thoughts. And then she goes, well, I don't know, Dinah, I don't have any time. Say, well, if you don't have to do parties, how much time do you need? You're still going to wash your face, but instead of spending hundreds of dollars with me, you'd save hundreds of dollars. And then you bought staff gifts for me last year. So instead of paying me $15 for the Footsie Rolls, you'd get them for $6 with the free socks or what, you know, whatever the thing is. So I'm going to challenge each and every one of you that's on the screen right now to have a minimum of one new team member next week. So let's see who our queen of sharing is going to be. Might be Melanie since she's going for 10. The race is on, Mel. Lori might blow us all out of the water. Carrie, I know you can do this, babe. You've got a lot of really good customers. But I think we need to just say, you know what, this isn't about me. And I literally had a customer, Mary Jansen. She orders 2 to 3 times a year for me. She orders 8 Serum C's at a time. So she's on 3 products and she orders 8 of each. And I said, Mary, you should join Mary Kay. No, Diane, it's okay. I'll just order it from you. I said, but I'm about to CDS you $500 of product 2 to 3 times a year. Now, when she called me to do an order, she goes, I feel guilty getting half off. I said, don't feel guilty. She goes, I know, but you're not making any money. I said, it's not about me. She goes, I know, but this is really fun because now I'm getting into the lipsticks. I said, good for you. But again, you never know. She's got 2 daughters. Maybe one of them are joined. You know what I mean? Like you just never know. So you guys, this month, if you're in my unit, we've got a really fun contest with some really fun jewelry as well. But you guys pace yourself for star and let's just think outside the box at how we could work with people differently. So please use that guest invite for the virtual events. Know how much you have in for your star and have a plan, gang. If you don't have a plan, every goal is just a dream. It's just a wish. You got to have a goal and a plan. You can have a plan and not a goal, and you're focused, but you don't know what to focus on. So you need a goal and a plan, and that's where your director comes into play. Okay. If you're interested in doing any local events, Yana is doing one in her backyard. It'll be in Spanish in Novato. And then I'm looking at doing an event in Martinez and Walnut Creek this month as well. And please, you guys, everybody, if you have a pulse, you're going to retreat. So just tell your family right now, November 7th and 8th, you're gone. It's half a Friday, all day Saturday, and half a Sunday, and then you're out of there. Okay?
Yep.
All right. So the 24-hour challenge is to take that guest calendar, and I want you to send it to at least 5 people tonight. It's already done for you, and say, hey, we have all these virtual events this month. Would you like to know any more information about these? I'm determined to have one of my guests win one of the prizes. We're giving away $400 every week. Might as well be one of Connie's or one of Carrie's or Kylie's, right? Or Janine's. One of you guys, your guests have got to win something, right? All right, you guys. Well, Janice will be doing skincare tomorrow night. So hopefully you'll be on. And Amber Town, who is a $1 million director, her mom was a national. She's gone through a divorce. She's got a great story. And she's very D, but she's got a great way. So if you guys have anybody and you say to them, I need your opinion, would you jump on Thursday night and hear her story? And I'll give you a free mascara for listening. People will do anything for a free mascara. So, all right. Thanks for being on tonight, you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. And Lori, you can have your gal do it next week. Find out where she is and
Okay.
have her do a
I hope
product. All right,
she's
you guys.
okay.
Good night.